Hello, welcome to Show and Telling.
Oh God, stop.
Instrumental this week.
She even did the air guitar.
Hey, it's Mel, Monty and Stacey here with you. Thanks for listening in.
Yeah.
We podcast from my front room if you want a visual. I mean, you don't know what my house looks like, but we do this from my front room and on our new gear, our new road gear.
And you do sound very good.
Oh my gosh, it's so much better. It's
Isn't
changed.
it?
I can't stop
It's really
smiling.
It does sound nice in your ears, doesn't it?
Yes, we talked about it last week and it's not even sponsored, just telling you how brilliant it is.
Yeah.
But mind you, if we do sponsored stuff on a side note, we only do shit that we're legitimately into, just so you know.
We really do.
Yes. I mean, if we didn't, we'd probably be able to pay our bills, but we don't. We only talk about stuff and promote stuff that we're into. Hence why we podcast from my front room.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do we're kicking off all our podcasts now with our weekly highlights.
Yes, we are.
So I'm excited.
Why?
Because in January there's the FOMO Festival, it's called, where there's like different artists are coming out.
Oh.
Solange Knowles is coming out. Don't get me wrong, I won't go. Like, I'm not going to leave my house for it. But Lizzo's performing at it and has just announced some side shows. And Lizzo's the queen.
The queen.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Woo, child, tired of the bullshit. Gone, dust your shoulders off.
My
Keep it
son,
moving.
Arlo, loves this song.
Who couldn't love that song?
It's so good. You know what, though? The other day I only realised it's I do my hair toss.
What were you saying?
Arlo and I like, we put our hands up. And so in the car, he and I are putting our hands up.
You are
Check my
renowned
nails.
for fucking up lyrics.
Yeah.
You know what? It's just such a joyful song.
Isn't it? And
It just sounds happy.
Yes. Yes. That's
she's
exactly
such
what it
a
is.
liberated, awesome woman. Anyway, her sideshows are at the Sydney Opera House. So that's exciting if you're
Wow.
in Sydney. But
That's
hopefully
so
she'll
good.
release some other ones as well. She's so great. So
She's
great.
great. I take my nieces to school every Monday, Wednesday, and I plug my phone in because I'm old school, my car, and I put that on every
What do you
morning.
mean you plug your phone in?
Well, I have to do it through the
There's no
cord in the
Bluetooth,
car.
is there?
Yeah, it's so annoying.
Hold on, have you got one of the? So do you have to use a cigarette thing? You take out the cigarette.
A cigarette lighter.
Yeah, it's like a USB thing, and then it goes to my phone. It's so dodgy.
Same thing. Does the same thing.
Yeah, it does,
whatever,
but
mate.
it
doesn't. But anyway,
A lot more.
but I
quality.
turn it on for my kids, for my nieces, because I got 3 nieces. I only have boys.
Yeah.
And I throw it on, and they just watch me like I'm a lunatic. But I'm like, listen to the lyrics, girls, and they're like, you're an idiot. I'm like, how
so
good
great
is that
though.
song?
So good.
So good.
What's your highlight of the week, Mel?
My highlight of the week went up on our Instagram last night.
Oh God.
Okay. Gender reveal through a fart. It is the best thing I have ever seen. And you'll be in one of two camps when
Yeah.
you watch this. You could watch it and go, gross, disgusting if farts make you sick, right? But I think farts are really funny.
So do I.
Right? Like, how funny is a fart?
What is not funny about gas shooting out of your ass and making a loud
so
noise?
funny. So there's this comedian called Paige Gin,
Yeah.
and she's just laying down, no pants on.
With
and
her
she-
friends in
On
the
her tummy?
background.
Yeah,
On her
there's
tummy, yeah.
blue and pink balloons. She farts and a puff of blue powder comes out of her ass. And her friends start going, it's a boy, it's a boy. So exciting. I don't even think she's pregnant. I think she just did it
I
for
wonder
fun.
if she is. Well, I don't know if it's her or if she did it for somebody else.
Yeah.
I watched it with my partner Sam about literally 54 times, and then we deep dived into her Instagram, and she's does so many farts. It's gross. And Sam's like, how have you not found this woman? Because I am a version of her, let's
Yes,
be honest,
you
except
are, yeah.
she's a whole other level
Oh
on
yeah,
me.
she's next level on you.
But go to Show and Tell online. That's our Instagram. You have to watch this. Even if you're not into farts, it's brilliant. I don't think we've had more comments on anything. Maybe competitions we do.
It is, and it's one of those things. Every single person's like, why can't I stop watching it?
Yeah.
Like you're
Yeah, I know.
legitimately watching it 15 times,
and trying to work out how she did it.
not even. It's just so fucking funny.
Well, yeah, Sam tried to work out how she did it. I'm like, she just put powder on her bum hole and coloured powder.
Yeah.
farted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think she did?
Well, that's what I think. She would have just chocolate in between her cheeks.
Yeah.
Like she would have had to have put a substantial amount of powder
Imagine
in
how many
there.
tries they had to do.
It's like a little plume. Like it's just the best thing.
So good. She just must be eating stuff. She'd be like, that happens to me when I eat the wrong things. She should not be
eat the
eating.
right things.
No, if I have ice cream and then too much gluten without straight away, as soon as I eat ice cream, I'm like, oh, here we go.
I'm like that with good things. Like last night I had broccoli. My stomach is so bloated today. Yeah, I guess some stuff just makes you gassy. Beans, you know.
Okay, what's your highlight, Stacey?
My highlight is one of my best mates that I went to school with. I'm in her wedding. I'm a bridesmaid in her wedding. And the only prerequisite to be in that wedding is a green dress. Any green.
Any colour green.
Any colour green.
Green's interesting to
Isn't
choose,
it?
isn't it?
Green's
Very
my favourite
interesting.
colour.
Is
Is
it?
it?
Yeah, green's
Love
It's a
nice.
strange favourite colour. Anyway,
Well, it's not straight. It's not.
green. How many people do you hear say green when you ask them what their favourite colour is?
I reckon a few. Blue's
Really?
got to be up there at the top.
Oh, yeah, and
blue.
pink.
My favourite colour is
Yeah.
blue.
I don't know, like, really what my favourite colour is.
Me neither.
You know when people are like, what's
I
your
love a
favourite
pastel
colour?
pink.
Yeah, pastel's nice. But yeah, green is it. You know what colour really doesn't look good really on anyone is purple.
I
Purple is
hate
not many
purple.
people's colour.
Nah, purple's not great, is it?
Hate purple.
Anywho, I had to find a green dress and it's not that easy to find a cool green dress.
No.
Anyway, I found one
Did you?
on ASOS, of course. $68.
68. Have you
And
tried
it's
it on?
Awesome.
Great.
Yeah, I tried it on.
What's
It's
the
on.
style?
It's like a halter, like crimp.
Oh God, you sure?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
Big shoulders over there.
You jerk. No, it's like crimped.
Like
Like,
ruched?
you know,
like bunched together?
You know, like a pleat. It's pleated.
Pleated.
Oh, okay.
Pleated.
Oh, okay.
Like halter neck from the top and then it kind of bunches past your boobs and then it has a bit of a waist and then it drops.
And then that
Oh,
sounds
nice.
nice.
It's lovely.
Right. Okay.
It's kind of like my expensive one from Pata de Palmi.
right.
Cheaper.
Okay.
What
Yeah,
kind of
that's
green
nice.
did you go?
Dark green.
Like forest green or emerald green?
Emerald maybe?
Yeah, I like an emerald green.
It's a bit shine. It's lovely. I've fucking nailed it. And I'm coming in and I just sent her a photo. I'm like, $68. Never mind the $2,000 flight I had to pay to get there.
Well, because it's in
But-
America. You went to
Yes,
college with
yes. But $68, I've kind of compensated for that.
her. Totally.
You're going to have to get
Totally.
nude shoes for that.
Yeah.
I reckon.
What? Shoes.
You're going to have to go nude.
Is it nude?
I think so. Something along your own skin
yeah.
tone lines.
You
Yeah,
might
because
need
you can't put black.
It is the
Can't
backyard
put black
wedding, so I
shoes.
could just
Wear
be
thongs.
shoeless, really. It's long enough to wouldn't show my feet. Fantastic.
Okay. I saw. Was going through photos the other day, old ones out in that I've got outside, and there was the photo frame that you gave me from your wedding, Stace.
Oh, God.
The one of you and I together.
That was 14 years ago.
Yeah, I know. And we'll put it up on. We'll put it somewhere so you can see it. I'll put it
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Instagram.
yeah.
So it's Stace as the bride. We look so young because we were
were.
like 25. Mm-hmm. And then I saw other photos, and I had on that black dress. I think I got it
Yeah.
from Marks, like a
I
strapless,
remember
of course.
you finding it. Yeah.
And I quite liked it. And then I got bright, like pink shoes.
shoes.
Remember when it was like the
So it's
clashy
brought it
time?
undone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks terrible.
No, you look quite nice though.
On the
Lucky
day
you
I
did
thought I
black. God, imagine it was like full whatever the trend was then and it wasn't black. That would have been not great.
Yeah.
Because we're too young still to have outdated wedding photos. Do you know
Yeah,
what I
but
mean?
we're not. Like, that's like
I
40 years
know.
ago is a long time.
It is. Yeah.
Isn't it? It's nuts.
Yeah, it is.
So, Mel, you've got some news about this show.
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
God, nostalgia. Can we just wait? Because I just want to wait until he has to get his credits in.
This is McDonald Carey.
Yeah, that's my favourite bit.
This is MacDonald Carey, and these are the days of our lives.
Full childhood right there.
Has anyone on this planet been alive when this show wasn't on?
Do you know how long it's been on for?
How long?
54 years.
Wow.
54 years.
I have so many memories of this
too.
show. Like I so vividly remember going to my grandparents and Pa would watch it and just that, and then, you know, you can see the screen just of the hourglass
Yes.
with like that pale blue background.
Yes. Yes. Like clouds.
Yes.
Well, I think it's looking like it's been canned.
Far out.
Bad ratings. I don't know how because the plot lines are so good.
What about all those people that are retired sitting at home? What the hell are they going to watch?
Do you know, I remember like if you had a day off school or whatever, That used to be on at about 12:30.
Yes.
Followed up by, this is going to show my age, but followed up by at 1:30, Donahue.
Oh, Donahue.
And then Oprah at 2:30.
Yeah.
It
And
was
then
the best.
There was a stage where Ricky Lee was in there. What's her name?
Ricky Lake.
Ricky Lake was
Ricky
in
Lake.
there.
Yes.
Donahue was amazing.
Oh my God, I loved Donahue.
Phil Donahue
Yeah, Phil Donahue.
with his grey hair and
He
yeah.
was so good.
He
So
was so
interesting.
good. So yeah, well that's a shame. I used to love Bo
Bo and Hope.
and Hope.
Oh, Bowen Hope.
Yeah. And then there was Roman and Marlena.
Yes.
Remember? She was the doctor.
Yes.
And then Jennifer Aniston's dad was Victor Kiriakis.
Oh,
He was like the
yes.
baddie, the resident
Yes.
baddie with the mo.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a relationship with him, does she?
She didn't with her mum, I don't think.
I wonder if
She
she, does
definitely didn't with her dad.
Oh, no. There's pictures of them together.
I think they had a falling
think,
out in
yeah.
later years.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was her mum. I always thought it was
Definitely her
Definitely her
mum.
mum. Definitely
Yeah.
her mum. But I think her mum's passed too.
Yeah, she has, I think. We do this every single podcast. We go off somewhere and we've got no facts
idea.
at all.
I know. I know. I would, if anybody knows, tell us, but I am pretty sure she's always been pretty sweet with her dad.
Nah, I reckon
Lots
you're
of
wrong.
pictures of
I'm
them.
outvoting you.
I'm going to
Okay.
Google it. Keep
Yeah,
talking
keep
about things
talking.
of days of our lives.
yeah.
while I Google
Bold and the
it.
Beautiful was my jam because it was 4:30 after school.
You know, we would have
Ridge,
watched
Brooke.
in the day, Sally Spectra. Remember Sally Spectra?
Oh yeah, I think she died.
Yeah, she did.
Oh.
Yep, she did.
What am I googling again? I've lost my train of
Oh,
thought.
Jennifer Aniston's dad.
Oh, Jennifer Aniston and dad, maybe. Let's see.
So you know Ridge?
Yeah, Ron Moss.
Ron Moss. I dined with him.
I remember.
Yeah, it was.
Dined with
Yeah.
Wow.
It was called. It was. Yeah. Then I remember on it was like come and dine with Ron Moss, and it was like we were giving them out. I used to do the Black Thunder cars. I'm not going to look up Jennifer Aniston. I can't be fucked. Yeah, I used to drive the Black Thunder cars, which were like the promotional vehicles for Fox FM or, you know, wherever you are, Today FM. And we were giving away tickets to dine with him. Couldn't bloody give them away. So it was having lunch or dinner with him at Riva, which was a restaurant in
St. Kilda?
Melbourne. Yeah, in St Kilda, Melbourne. And I just took them all because no one wanted them. Not that would have mattered. I would have taken them anyway. I could not keep my hands off any of that stuff. One for you, one for me, one for you, one for me. Best job ever. And I had a whole table of our friends, and Ron Moss was there, and he had on these long earrings. And,
what?
And my friend Jess was there, and she's like, "Can we sing together?" You could all ask him a question. There's probably like 40 of us, and he wouldn't sing, but he's a singer.
Oh.
She's
Aren't
like,
they all
"Let's do a duet
singers?"
together.
Well, they're all multi-talented, those people.
Was he like Hasselhoff? Like he had one big hit?
I don't even think he had one hit, but I remember he had on like a scarf, like a silky scarf, and
He loved the
like
scarf,
was
didn't he?
he was very odd, very odd.
Oh my God. Do you know what that reminds me of? Just going totally off track. And Sam, Monty's partner Sam, might have been involved in this. Frank Stallone.
Yes,
Remember when they?
Oh, he
That's-
absolutely. Sam produced that. My
great
partner produced.
song.
Frank Stallone is Sylvester Stallone's brother, and Hamish and Andy bought him out. Sold out a massive arena.
The Forum, wasn't it?
What was the song?
Oh God. Something is over. Your time is over.
Oh, I don't know.
God, I got nothing.
Far from over.
But I don't know.
I am down, but far from over.
And what was the
Great
There were so
song.
many
Memory.
slogans that came up from that as well.
I
forget
don't know, but that
So
was
funny.
genius because that is a great song. But he came out like he was this like big
Full rock star.
yeah, full rock star with this one song from whenever it was,
So funny.
early 80s or
you
whatever.
know, one of my favourite stories of Sam, because Sam started working with Hamish and Andy when they were doing Tuesday nights. So the three of them had kind of been together the whole way through, right? And remember they bought out the gravy chip?
Yes.
So they made a chip and brought out the gravy chip and they had a party and it was on a boat and and they brought the gobbledoc back. Remember the gobbledoc?
Yes, I do.
And so the gobbledoc was there and so was Melissa Caltz.
Oh, Read My Lips.
Yes.
Yes.
But they asked her to not sing Read My Lips. So he was out in the back in the green room and she was rehearsing and it was do it, read my lips, duet, eat my chips. And she kept singing her own duet, read my lips. And Sam just remembers with the gobbledoc there and having to look at Melissa and say, can you please sing Eat My Chips? You've got to sing Eat My Chips.
Did she do it?
Yeah, she did it. But it was so funny. It's like, you know, when you just have one of those, what the fuck is my job? There's a gobbledoc.
Yes.
We've got a gravy chip here that like was obsessive, like sold out, like they became collector's items. And Melissa Tacouts from fucking, what was that show that she was on?
Oh, East Street.
Singing, duet, read my lips, duet, eat my chips.
What a brilliant moment in your life. That's your job. That is incredible.
So hilarious.
So funny.
Very funny. Okay, moving on from Melissa Tacouts. What is going on with T.I.? I don't know about this story.
This is revolting.
Who is T.I., by the way?
He's a rapper, I think.
Yeah, he's a rapper.
I wonder what it stands for.
Don't know.
I don't know, but I'm sure we could think of something fitting, like token idiot or something.
That was quick.
So his daughter, he has an 18 or a 19-year-old daughter, and he recently went on a podcast called Ladies Like Us, and he was telling the two women that every year, the day after her birthday, he takes her to the gynecologist to make sure her hymen is still intact and she's still a virgin.
Wow.
And he spoke about it on this like control. Mind you, he's got a 15-year-old son who he's told to go and spread his seed as far as possible. So the daughter, his daughter's recently unfollowed him on Instagram.
Well, how humiliating
I think it's
for her
like
too.
quite traumatic. Like I think they can obviously tell by a normal pap smear, but it's like a
Right, but
two fingers. Like there was a thing about how you actually check if the hymen's
Well, what fucking ridiculousness.
broken.
You can break your hymen more ways than having sex as
Of
well.
course.
I reckon I broke mine when I put a tampon in for the first time because I saw the stars the first time I used a tampon. I reckon because,
What do you use? A super?
no, but I guess I'd never had anything
Teeny tiny
like
little
that
Johnny.
before.
Quite little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he takes her to the doctors and gets her checked. What
To
kind
make
of
sure.
fucked up doctor is doing that for
I
starters?
know, but like
I
the
know.
backlash that's been happening.
Yeah, it's
that
been
poor
intense.
girl.
How
Not him. Who gives a
embarrassing.
shit about him? But her.
How
yeah, but him
embarrassing.
too. What a fucking creep.
Oh, totally. But like this is like not cool for her.
Apparently it's more common than you think. And do you know what? Like I think there's not even a conversation about taking your daughter to the gynecologist just for her health to check everything's okay down there or whatever. It is to ensure that she could be having anal sex, she could be having oral sex, she could be having lots of different kinds of sex. And yeah, it's really unsettling.
Well, there's
very
just so many
unsettling.
layers of messed up to it.
It
It's
is, yeah.
very controlling.
Yeah.
It's unbelievably sexist.
But I'm like, how do you?
If he's-
Unbelievably sexist, but like, where's the trust factor in
Well,
this?
yeah, and
like,
also-
she's never going to tell you anything.
It also shows what he's like as a man
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
how he
He's
treats
afraid.
women, that he is so afraid, that other men will treat his daughter as he treats women. So he's
Yeah,
like, no,
that's
I've got
right.
to keep her pure and stuff because I know what people are like. It's like, no, you're like that.
I know.
Not every
God.
man's like
I hope
that.
next year she goes and she goes, that's broken. I've had 2 cocks up there at once,
I
Dad.
know. I hope they put their hand up and the little baby shakes the doctor's hand up there.
Yeah, it's gross.
Whitney's best friend has come out, Stacey. You're all like, I've never met anyone who loves Whitney Houston as much as you do.
I'm looking up her name because I want to know. I can't remember what her name is. I have loved Whitney Houston for
Like unhealthily amount.
my entire life. Yeah, I went to her last concert here. Side note, when
Shouldn't
she
have done
came to
that.
Melbourne, should not have done it. She did bring Bobby Christina up on stage as well, so it was like the last concert she ever did, basically. But it was not good. Her voice was gone. But her best friend, who is Robin Crawford, her name is.
Yes.
She's just released a book, but through all the films that were made about Whitney Houston after her death, she was never on any of them. Like she
So
would
do you
never
mean
talk.
docos and stuff
Yeah,
like that,
docos, like all that, where her mum was on it, her brothers were on it. Basically, the backstory of Whitney's life is not at all what it was. The perception. It was that her brothers introduced her to drugs when she was a teenager. She was hooked on drugs basically her whole entire life before she met Bobby Brown, because everyone was blaming Bobby Brown. He was actually not the person that introduced her. It was her brothers that introduced her to it.
Right.
And then she was funding all of them, so they had to keep her alive because they all work for her.
Right.
But anyway, this Robin Crawford girl was her best friend, and she was her advisor and manager for, like 10 years. And there was talk that they were partners, like girlfriends. But her family were obviously big churchgoers and didn't believe in it and blah, blah. So it was all hidden. And then she obviously eventually met Bobby Brown, and Robin still worked for her for years after that. But then they basically pushed her out when Whitney started going down quite heavily. And she was the only one who never spoke about anything after her death, nothing about the drugs, nothing. She just always said, you'll never get anything out of me. But she's obviously just recently released this book and said that they were a couple.
Well, that's why she's not saying anything, because she wanted to do a tell-all book. That's
gross.
But
even when you watch the films and stuff afterwards, even when you watch the films, and I've watched them all a few times.
I will hands down never watch any
I know
of
you
them.
won't, but the way that she's talked about, and she's in a lot of the filming, like behind the scenes filming of her concerts and stuff, and she's completely removed from everyone. She's very subdued and quite like switched on, and doesn't get mixed up with the family or anything like that. It's quite unusual how protective she was of her. Like, she really genuinely looked after Whitney. And then when they got rid of her, Whitney went like, that was the end of her.
Well, I read somewhere Bobby Brown actually said, I know that if she had stayed in Whitney's life, Whitney would be alive right now.
Yeah.
And part of me feels like, all right, tell-all book, a bit icky. But the other part of me thinks, why can this woman not tell her story if Whitney Houston was the love of her life?
Yeah.
But
why does it have to be secret?
Right, but it doesn't necessarily
But
have
also,
to be a
she was
secret within.
crucified by her family. Like, they were not nice about her at
No,
all.
no.
And clearly, even when you watch the film, you know it's not her. It's the family.
Right.
So she probably just wanted to make it clear that, like, you know, we had a genuine relationship.
I just go, can't you, if you had
Yeah.
what is with needing other people to know everything?
Yeah.
Like, why
Money.
couldn't she? Exactly. That's what I mean. It just comes down to an icky thing. It's like, you know that you had that relationship with her, and obviously her family does. People know it. Isn't it okay for the people around you to know your truth? Why are you putting it out for all of us to know that Whitney and you were together?
Yeah.
Like, Whitney clearly didn't want that known.
Yeah, clearly. But
Well, maybe she wouldn't have cared if she wasn't so
family.
controlled. But, you know, like, I
you see,
don't
it's
know.
so bizarre how when you see Whitney Houston's family from those films and stuff, and you know how people are so far gone that they've done the doco thinking that they're clearing stuff up and showing how much they loved her, but they really just come across like totally fucked up.
Yeah. I will remember there was the reality show with Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston for a little while, and I remember one part of it, I think I've spoken about this on before, haven't I, where Whitney couldn't get a poo out. Like, she was so constipated. Bobby Brown stuck his fingers up her ass and pulled the poo down.
No.
So
They
sorry.
were so fucked up.
I'm so sorry. That makes me feel nauseous.
That show was like almost child abuse.
That
watching
wasn't
them parent
shown.
their child too.
That wasn't shown on there, but they spoke about it. And she was like, "Don't, Barbie," like telling him not to tell the camera, but he told, because she was like, "It's there. I can't get it out."
She was one of those people that like
some
genuinely,
relax.
there is no better singer that has ever been other than Whitney Houston. There is no one better, but she's one of those singers that
Bit
you just
cool.
don't need to know anything about them.
No, there's some people you just don't
Just
want to
leave
know.
her up here.
They
as
did a
you
really
know.
good job of keeping that squeaky clean image for so long.
Didn't they? The Bodyguard's
She
one of the
was
best
hooked on
movies
drugs
ever.
like
It's one of the best soundtracks.
on her first TV appearance. She looked like a church going.
Oh yeah, she was gorgeous. Her very first
Yes,
one was
and she was already
gorgeous.
gone then.
Was she?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is us for the day. That was a mixed bag, wasn't it?
Sure was.
Farting
Bag
out
of rubbish.
yeah, farting out the gender of a baby to Whitney Houston's brother hooking her on drugs.
Brothers.
Mixed bag.
Yeah.
This is how our conversations literally roll all day.
In life.
I know.
Hey, make sure you comment. We're reading them all and we're loving it. It seriously makes us so happy. And let your friends know about this. If you're into it, tell your friends, hey, listen to these girls. They're fucking rad. And follow us on socials because you can see what's going on. And have a great day.
Bye.
Toodaloo.